It's Wednesday. Who would have thought? This week, literally just vanishing. I mean, I wish it was. I could do with it being the weekend. Absolutely exhausted. And it seems like it's only going to be Thursday tomorrow, despite my best intentions. Oh well. Anyway, what's the situation? What's occurred today? Has it been anything fun and interesting? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let me tell you. So, my placement student started. That didn't come out very right. Let me try again. My placement student. This isn't going down particularly well. My placement student started this week, as I mentioned in yesterday's video or the day before. I can't remember. Anyway, the lad started, and I have to admit, I wasn't overly keen on having a placement student again. Although in my past role here, having a placement student had been one of the highlights for me. And over the years when I wasn't allowed a placement student because of dwindling resources, cost-cutting issues and all of that stuff, I actually quite missed it. One of the things that I particularly enjoyed about my old role was that teaching aspect. Yes, I still do bits and pieces here and there of actual teaching, but having somebody that I can work with and I can actually pass those things on is massively rewarding, especially when they're enthusiastic. I find that really an enjoyable part of the role. So coming into this role and being told I could have a placement student, I was rather enthusiastic, even though it came at a time when I didn't really have time to put in the necessary prep. Anyway, long story short, interviewed, yada yada yada. There was one lad that I wasn't overly keen on, I'm not going to lie, until the end of the interview, and we had an informal chat. So I didn't feel he performed as well as he could have done in the interview, and I wanted to tease some information out of him, to kind of get a feel of who he was as a person, what his interests were, rather than just trying to give quite a generic presentation, answer to some questions, which is hard for kids at like 18, 19, 20 years old. A lot of them haven't had huge amounts of interview experience, and it can be quite intimidating. So I really took a shining at this lad, and he performed so much better in that than the rest of the interview, and we went with him, and it's been good. I wasn't overly optimistic because, you know, having too much enthusiasm can often lead to disappointment, can't it? But for the past couple of days working with him, it's clear that the lad has got an interest in what we're doing, and he's asking questions, and I really like that. I like seeing that spark of enthusiasm in somebody, and that's one of the things I touched on in yesterday's video, didn't I, talking about like working for working's sake, and then working because you enjoy something, you've got a passion for something. And I think it's really, really good, and I'm going to benefit from having somebody that is just like a sponge and wanting to know stuff. I genuinely enjoy that sort of work. And yeah, it is in addition to my actual day job. I've still got to produce stuff. I can't spend all of my time teaching him, and he has to be helping me as well, and helping the wider team as well. I'm not even directly line managing him anymore because I don't have time to do that. I've had to pass that on to somebody else, but I am going to be spending a significant amount of time with him, just so that somebody else gets the experience in managing. Yeah, so it's good, is what I'm saying. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the past 2 days. They've kind of flown by, and it's been like genuinely wonderful to see this lad today picking stuff up and getting excited about stuff, explaining stuff to him, even like difficult concepts that you might not necessarily expect somebody from his academic background to really understand. We ended up with a lad from a computing information systems background working in a content production environment, and there is obviously from my background and how I work with a lot of the smart content that I'm working on, there is like a significant overlap in information systems, data sources, development into the AVP side of things, not Alien vs Predator, audio and visual production. I know Ib's laughing at that one right there, and he's going to say something. So there is a significant overlap there, but talking about how like a camera works, for instance, and how that relates to what the setting is called and how you manipulate certain things to achieve certain looks, why it's not just okay to do something automatically. And again, much like when I was teaching development, how having an understanding of the fundamentals is essential before you start taking shortcuts and using frameworks and that sort of thing. Understanding how a physical device works, how to compose a shot, how to record audio, how you would set things up, different types of process involved with that really impacts on how you create something, and thus the shortcuts you can take later on once you understand what the long form way of doing something is, and more importantly the why you're doing something. He's just like, he's taking it on board and he's loving it. He's like, I'm really enjoying this, and that's brilliant. I hope my lad is as excited about stuff when he's going through this, if he chooses to go to university and do a placement or whatever, or just in general is enthusiastic about learning stuff, because I love this kind of crap. It's great. So all in all, yeah, it's a good day. Just a little bit tired. Trying not to have as much caffeine today because I'm not feeling 100% either, and I've had ridiculously bad toothache for 2 days. I really do need to go to the dentist, but yeah, I'll get to it. I bought Space Marine 2. I caved. I've waited a year for it. I know I shouldn't have, but I really want to play it. I'm really looking forward to it. I've not looked forward to a video game, even Street Fighter 6, which I was massively looking forward to, and I played a significant amount of, but it came just as Obi came along as well, and I've got over that hill. I think I've left it too late to get to the level that I was when I was playing Street Fighter 5, but Space Marine 2 is something I've waited a decade to play, and I've waited a further year since the initial release got delayed for them to kind of like really polish that game. I'm looking forward to playing single player with a friend, the campaign rather than single player, sorry. And I got a really good deal on it. I got it for like 35 quid rather than the 54 that it was at. So yeah, the little bit of slush I had left for the month to do anything, I've spent on that. Unfortunately, because I've got it as a Steam key and I got it as a discount code, I'm not going to get it early, so I will have to wait until Monday to play it, which is annoying, but perhaps Monday evening I can really spend just having a few hours enjoying some Warhammer in another way of, rather than just painting and stuff. So yeah, I think I'll talk about hobby tomorrow. We'll see how I go. It's been another long one. Quite enthusiastic at the moment about things, trying to be a little bit more positive, but I'll probably just end up going to bed early again because I'll be knackered by the time I finish doing stuff, and then I just don't want to sit on the sofa and look at my phone, so I'll be going to bed obscenely early just so I don't have to do that. Right, I'm done for the day. I'm done for the day. I will see y'all tomorrow, and have a good one. See ya.